The nemesis of XRP has returned. Yes, you heard that right. Jay Clayton, the so-called destroyer of XRP, is back in the spotlight, and we have none other than Donald Trump, former president of the United States, to thank for this. Unbelievable, right? Here's the scoop straight from Reuters. Jay Clayton to be interim U.S. attorney for the Southern District of New York, Trump announces. Now, let me clarify. When I say destroyer of XRP, it's more like temporary wrecking ball for XRP's price. But let's not downplay the impact. His actions left a lot of people financially shaken. Some panicked, understandably so, believing XRP was done for, at least within the United States. And who could blame them? The fear was real, and for a moment, the future of XRP did hang in the balance. This wasn't your standard market roller coaster where emotions like fear or greed run wild. This was different. There were legit questions about whether XRP could even survive in the US. It's no wonder many scrambled to cut their losses. But here's the thing. All Jay Clayton really managed to do was cause a temporary price dip on a global scale. That's it. And guess what? XRP has bounced back. The recovery is real. Sure, we still have ground to cover, and I'm convinced XRP's price would be higher today if this chaos hadn't happened, but the tides are turning and the world of XRP is healing. Slowly but surely, the comeback story continues. He can't actually stop this, but just the thought of him being sought after by the first pro-crypto president in history, it really does grind my gears just a little. Anyway, let's dive into this. Remember that SEC lawsuit against Coinbase? The one we celebrated when it disappeared because Trump was pushing pro-crypto moves? Well, guess what? It's back. Not directly from the SEC this time, but Oregon has decided to pick up where they left off. It's essentially the same thing, just with a new face. You can't make this stuff up. Oh, and attorney John Deaton weighed in on that. More on his comments soon. Switching gears, here's a cautionary tale straight from the Daily Hodl. A man faces 6 years in prison for failing to report $12,300,000 0 cents in CryptoPunk NFT sales on his taxes. 6 years! Folks, if you owe taxes, pay them. Prison, not exactly a fun time. Just a friendly reminder, I'm not a financial advisor, so don't make any decisions based on what I say or write. All right, let's get into the meat of this first story. There's this post making the rounds. I don't even need to dive into the full article. It's all there in Trump's Truth Social post, now shared here on X. Here's what it says. I am pleased, and yes, these are his words, to announce that Jay Clayton will serve as the interim United States attorney for the Southern District of New York. During my first term, Jay served with great distinction as the chair of the Securities and Exchange Commission and earned the respect of everyone. Let me stop you right there. False. He absolutely did not earn the respect of everyone, certainly not mine, and I'm sure many of you listening feel the same. This guy, a lizard person in a suit, just a vile human being. Let's not mince words. What an absolute piece of work. Seriously, what a piece of work. Respect? He doesn't deserve an ounce of it. Let's not forget the chaos he unleashed right before Christmas. Yes, 3 days before Christmas, like some corporate Grinch. His lawsuit temporarily tanked the price of XRP, spreading fear and uncertainty. People's holiday plans wrecked. Families stressed out. He single-handedly ruined the season for so many. You sure did, you damn Grinch. That's exactly what happened here. And let's face it, he ended up on the wrong side of history. It bugs me that Trump ever backed Jay Clayton for anything, especially now. But of course, Trump was the one who put Clayton in charge in the first place. Back then, Trump wasn't exactly a crypto fan. In fact, he was anti-crypto, but here's the twist. Credit where credit's due. Trump isn't afraid to pivot when it matters. And boy, did he pivot. I'm honestly impressed. He talked to the right people, listened to smart minds, and shifted his perspective. That willingness to be persuaded to adjust his stance deserves some recognition. Now, Trump gets it. He knows crypto isn't going anywhere. His mindset shifted to, if crypto's here to stay, America better lead the way. That's a massive shift, a full 180. Trump 1 and Trump 2 on crypto, night and day. The earlier version wouldn't have been happy with Jay Clayton's crypto stance, not at all. The Trump of today, he gets it, and he wouldn't stand for it now. It's just unfortunate we had to live through that earlier decision. That one move led to a cascade, and we're still feeling the ripples. What a shame. Back during the anti-crypto days of the first Trump administration, Ripple found itself in the crosshairs. Whether it was bound to happen under someone else or not, Jay was the one who pulled the trigger. Sure, hindsight's 20/20, but it's clear his actions left a mark. Here's the silver lining, though. As far as I can tell, and correct me if I'm wrong, Jay's influence over the crypto space is now pretty much neutralized. If there's a way he could still cause disruption, let me know. I'm always open to learning, but In his current role, especially given the lack of new crypto lawsuits unless fraud is involved, I'd say we're in the clear. Still, not everyone in the legal world is sitting quietly. Some folks are itching for a fight, as seen in this juicy headline: Oregon targets Coinbase after SEC drops its federal lawsuit. It's a mess, but here's what Paul Grewal, Coinbase's chief legal officer, had to say. Today, the Oregon Attorney General is dusting off a case that should have stayed buried, mimicking the SEC's failed enforcement action against Coinbase. Quick refresher, the SEC dismissed that case with prejudice. Translation, it's dead, done, and can't be resurrected. Yet, here we are with a new entity playing copycat. The SEC voluntarily walked away from this. End of story. But now, Oregon's AG is reviving it, and let's call it what it is: political grandstanding at the expense of taxpayers. It's a waste of time, energy, and Oregon dollars. And in case you think I'm exaggerating, the ACJAN's office openly admits they're picking up where Gary Gensler's SEC left off. Really? At a time when Americans are on the brink of bipartisan digital asset legislation, this lawsuit is a step backward. It doesn't protect consumers. It doesn't strengthen America's leadership in the digital economy. It's a distraction. But here's the thing. We're confident in the facts, the law, and our ability to fight this misguided case. Until then, it's business as usual for Coinbase in Oregon. Here's what's frustrating. Guess which side of the aisle is behind this? Spoiler, it's the Democrats. It pains me to say this, but right now, they're anti-crypto. I don't think it'll always be this way, but today, that's the reality, and it's gross. Younger Democrats tend to lean pro-crypto, but here's the kicker. Most of them have a clear voting record, and it's largely anti-crypto across the board. That's not my opinion, it's just the facts. Sure, there are a few exceptions, but they're in the minority. On the flip side, nearly all Republicans are firmly in the pro-crypto camp. Party alignment is key right now, and that's just the reality of the landscape. Reacting to this, attorney John Deaton didn't hold back. He commented, anyone following in Gary Gensler's footsteps shouldn't be taken seriously. He even tagged Oregon Attorney General Dan Rayfield, adding that Rayfield must be an Elizabeth Warren fan. Cue the facepalm emoji. Honestly, that sounds about right. No thanks, Dan. Moving on. Meanwhile, there's this. A man is facing 6 years in prison for failing to report $12,300,000, 0 cents in CryptoPunk NFT sales on his taxes. If you're outside the US, your tax laws might differ, but here, crypto profits are taxable, period. I wish it weren't the case, but that's the system. For now. Maybe it'll change someday, but for now, we're stuck with it. If you're thinking about dodging taxes, especially as someone who might hit life-changing crypto wealth, let me give it to you straight. You're only hurting yourself. Do you really want to risk everything for a little more in your pocket? Seriously, if you hate paying taxes, take action the right way. Lobby for change. But for now, it's the law. Whether you like it or not, living in a civilized society means playing by the rules. You owe it, you pay it, simple as that. And trust me, I'll do the same when my time comes, though I haven't cashed out yet, but soon. Hopefully. Here's why you don't mess around. A Pennsylvania man is facing up to 6 years in prison for filing false tax returns after making millions selling NFTs. The U.S. Attorney's Office says he sold 97 CryptoPunk NFTs in 2021 and 2022, but underreported his income by over $8,500,000 cents in 2021, slashing his taxes by $2,200,000 cents. In 2022, he hid nearly $4,600,000 cents, dodging another $1 million 0 cents in taxes. So ask yourself, are the consequences worth it? Probably not. For 2 years, he claimed on his tax returns that he didn't make any money from digital assets, but here's the twist. Prosecutors say he sold 97 CryptoPunks for a whopping $12,300,000 0 cents. And here's the thing about blockchains. They're not anonymous. They're pseudonymous. With the right tools and forensics, it's possible to trace every transaction. So don't think you can outsmart the system. It's not only risky, but it's just not the right move. Here's why I'm telling you this. Many of you listening right now are likely on the path to incredible success in crypto. Maybe not everyone, but the potential is huge. And if you hit the jackpot and achieve life-changing wealth, you're going to have to pay taxes, especially if you're in a place like the United States where it's required. Don't let the temptation to cut corners pull you to the dark side. Think about it. You could be rolling in money only to end up spending years behind bars. It's not worth it. It's just not. So take the honest route. It'll save you a world of trouble. Trust me. Prosecutors reveal that 97 CryptoPunks valued at $12,300,000 0 cents were involved in a tax evasion scheme. Yuri Krutoy, special agent in charge of the IRS Philadelphia field office, stated, IRS criminal investigation is dedicated to uncovering complex schemes using virtual currencies and NFT transactions to hide taxable income. In today's economy, it's critical the public trusts that everyone is playing by the same rules and paying their fair share. Last week, Wilcox pled guilty to 2 counts of filing false tax returns. Sentencing is pending, but he could face up to 6 years in prison. Let's just say this is definitely not worth the risk. Meanwhile, XRP holders are likely gearing up for major gains. But here's the deal. Don't get reckless. Make smart decisions. And remember, I'm not a financial advisor. Do your research. Buying or selling based solely on what I say or write, bad idea. Seriously, don't do it.